Invincible fans are not happy with the newest episode of Invincible Season 4, calling it one of the worst episodes of the entire series. So let me go over my thoughts on the best and worst parts of the episode. Spoilers ahead for episode 4. This episode of Invincible is actually the first of the entire series to feature a brand new storyline that was not in the comics. And this one, it's Mark getting summoned into hell with Damien Darkblood. And pretty much anywhere you go online, everybody is complaining about this episode, calling it a waste of screen time, saying it's probably one of the worst of the entire series, if not the very worst. And honestly, I don't know if I can disagree with those takes, but I don't necessarily think that means it's a bad episode. There's just so many amazing episodes of this show so far that are all mainly focused on the main storyline, pushing the narrative forward. So it does feel very odd to get this kind of like random side plot episode where Mark is in hell fighting against literal demons and dealing with Satan. The reason I don't think it's just a straight up bad or terrible episode, even though it might be the weakest of the entire series, is because it was still interesting. Like the stuff we learn about the underworld and the new lore in this and all the creatures in the Invincible universe, that stuff was very cool. Some of the fight scenes were actually pretty solid, but there is one unforgivable one of Mark fighting against this Cerberus creature here, where it cuts to the gag of Mark throwing Damien Darkblood up into the sky. So it's like, oh, you're out of the danger while I fight this Cerberus creature. But then instead of showing us any of the fight scene, you just watch Damien falling for what feels like 5 minutes. I know it's not that long, but it is a pretty egregious amount of time of you just watching this character fall. And you're like, oh yeah, they just ran out of animation budget and they're just trying to kill time in this episode that already kind of feels like filler, because it kind of is. That's just the thing I can't really defend in this episode, because if you're already going to take a risk and add in a new original storyline, you got to do your best to make it as interesting as possible. Like I said, I do think the episode was interesting, but when you're taking all these corners too, it really feels like they were just like, oh, we don't know how to do the season or how to break up the arc, so we're just going to add in this random episode, kill 50 minutes of time until like the last 5 minutes of the episode, and just hope people are happy with it. Because like honestly, I found myself more interested in the Damien Darkblood family and the character of Satan himself over Damien Darkblood. Like I did really like this guy in the previous seasons of the show. I'm just like, do I really care about whatever is going to happen with this character going forward in this new original storyline? Probably not, honestly. And the episode does mix in some other stuff outside of the hell itself storyline. Like obviously we see Eve going to William, who's now voiced by a new voice actor, which was a little jarring. I'll get used to it if we ever see this guy in the future again. I don't think he's really going to show up that much more. The scene of her talking to him being like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant now. Do I tell Mark? I don't know what to do. Which, if you know what happens in the comics, the fact that Mark comes back and says, oh yeah, also hell is real, is kind of hilarious. And then of course we do finally get to the awesome reveal of Alan the alien and Omni-Man coming down to Mark. They're back on Earth, reuniting with him, which is going to be absolutely crazy in the next episode. I don't think this is like a disastrous episode or anything. It's not terrible. I'm not against them trying more new original storylines in future seasons of the show. I just think we need to refine them a little bit more, make sure it's a little bit more interesting, or honestly just focus on completely different characters. Don't try to drag Mark into it. This is the point in the season where we're really picking up, because I have already seen episodes 5 and 6 and they are both absolute masterpieces. So if you were disappointed with this one, do not worry, the next two are absolute cinema. And if you want to see my full early review of this entire season, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.